My name's Isen Robbins. I'm a film producer from New York City with Intrinsic Value Films. I'm here at the Montreal World Film Festival representing our film The Truth About Lies, directed by Phil Lacco, starring Odette Annabelle and Fran Kranz. We are a romantic comedy. We are very honored to be here as part of what I believe they consider some of the better films. I certainly consider our beautiful romantic comedy about lying a wonderful piece, breaking a new director, Phil Lacco. Comes out of the commercial world, brilliant, off the record, one of the nicest directors I've ever worked with. This film was produced with Colleen Camp's help, Mr. Steve Carr, our leader, my business partner, Amy Schoaf. We put it together. We shot it a little bit ago. This is our Canadian premiere. We're very pleased to be here.
Tell us the story. Give us the pitch.
Okay, so we start off with an affable loser who is going nowhere in his life, and it occurs to him that the way he loses his job, he loses his girlfriend, he loses just about everything. His apartment burns down. He finds himself back in his house with his mother in his early 30s, and a friend suggests that he should fake it till he makes it, and he discovers enlightenment and empowerment through absolute lies, and causes a lot of chaos, but in the end pulls it out.
How did you come up with the title of the movie?
I did not come up with the title of the movie. Our director, I think he starts with endings and titles. I've been working with him for a little bit, and an idea hits him. He usually sees the ending first, and then with that is the title. Phil is an enormous intellect, and although he hides his intelligence in romantic comedies at this moment, he was really pondering the nature of lying, where it begins, the very underneath stuff. We begin lying at an incredibly early age, and subsequently it's part of us, and our society really sort of refrains from it, doesn't lying is bad, but yet we all do it, and this movie explores that, and what are the positive adaptations that lying brings.
You're a seasoned producer, having been on the festival circuit for many times. Which of your films had the most success on the festival circuit, being programmed in many places and winning prizes and stuff like that?
Hi. Yeah, so I'm Isen Robbins. As I mentioned earlier, I've made 32 features at this point. I have been all over the world and to many amazing film festivals. I've had almost wholly wonderful experiences. What is the most successful film I've had at festivals? It depends on how you measure success, perhaps. We've had 8 films at Sundance. Our most recent film in 2015 was Experimenter, Michael Amoreda's work. It was a very positive experience at Sundance. We are playing the New York Film Festival right before our opening in October. The New York Film Festival has been elusive to me. I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten Cannes yet either. I really want it, in case you're listening. That we had incredible reviews at that festival, and we sold to Magnolia. I guess that's a victory. I could say the same thing for Blue Caprice, which played 2013 Sundance, and Locarno and a million other festivals. Again, tremendous reviews. Our film Brother to Brother won a special grand jury prize at Sundance and then played Berlin. That was amazing. Film festivals have been incredible to me since my very beginning. I would say that I was made to some degree at Toronto here in Canada on my very first film when I was a child, which went on to play Venice. So, and then after that, I would have to say that as a filmmaker, the acceptance by the Sundance Film Festival of the films that I make would fill my career with energy enough to make the next film each time. So film festivals have been not only an important place to sell movies, they're important for a career in film, that the acceptance into them draws financiers. It brings other filmmakers. It's a very important part of our ecosystem, in my opinion.
What piece of advice would you be giving out to young filmmakers having a first film and wanting to use the festival circuit? Where should they start? What should they do? What things not to do? Things to do?
Okay, I'm hesitant to give this information, but I will. Okay, one, your world premiere. What do film festivals want? Film festivals want your world premiere. That's what they want. You want your festival premiere to be at a place you can A, sell it, B, get the most publicity, and C, meet wonderful, excellent other people. Every film festival has wonderful, excellent people at it. The first two are rather more elusive. Okay. There are 5, maybe 4 major film festivals in the world. You should wait until they all have said no to you before you go to your second-tier film festivals. I hate to strip it all the way down to this, but it simply is this. Cannes, Berlin, Toronto, Sundance, perhaps Venice. Venice keeps slipping in and out of awesomeness. I had a great time there. I loved it. That is your first tier. You hold out until they say no to you. I personally believe in reaching out directly to someone at those festivals. Find the programmer who likes your movie, who likes films like your film, and try to make direct contact. Once I make contact, and this is just in a hope to eliminate an intern passing on your film, so you want to get as high, it's a simple rule of business. You want a person who can say yes to either say yes or no to you, right? Versus the people who can only say no to you. That's simple stuff. I then lobby. If you have, look, I'm older now. I have resources to some degree. I lobby. So how do you lobby? I make a lot of calls. I try to reach out. There's a certain point they stop returning your calls. That means they're into their super secret mode, and it's decision time. At that point, right around that point, I begin to try to find tastemakers, other people who have connections to festivals, to reach out on my behalf, or not my behalf per se, the film's behalf. It is about a film. Just to remind them. Again, look, there's real purity I have found at festivals, that these people who go into the film festival world are true lovers of film and really do love film. So it's not about business. I wish it was. I would bribe people. That doesn't work. So subsequently, it's just trying to build a consensus in a community that your film is of a higher stature, and trying to get it placed. There's things you can do in the States where I come from, things like Film Independent, the IFP, are really good to begin that process and begin to try to separate you from the fray. That said, one of my earliest experiences at Sundance, I knew no one, I knew nobody. I was going to lie to the filmmaker and tell him I sent it because I had no time. I was working on a giant music video. But at the last minute, I decided that was terrible and I wouldn't do that, and I would send the film in, and we got in. And that was without any politics, any lobbying, sent it to an intern, and one day I got a call from Trevor Groff on my home phone. Frankly, I didn't think it was Trevor. I thought it was an evil friend of mine playing a joke, but indeed it was a friend. So that's sort of my advice for film festivals. Bring a team when you get if you get into a big film festival, you should show up with a publicist, you should show up with a sales rep. That's days of conversation on who the right person is, but I wish you luck on your journey. And playing film festivals right is really, really important. So good luck.
Last question: how can you build an audience that you know will be the right fit for your film, or do you trust the festival director just to bring the right people, or can you influence the people you think would be important to your screening?
Oh, absolutely. in most festivals, and I'm well prepared for, I have a publicist, I have a sales rep, and we are making phone calls to the people we know, to everyone we think would buy the film, to everyone who we think. And publicity is really tricky, right? Because I don't want, the worst thing that possibly can happen is Screen International or Variety savages your movie at a film festival, right, as you're trying to sell it. This is why one should have a publicist. The art of publicity is getting people who will like your movie, who are predisposed to like your type of movie, to come and see your movie. That's the art form, like, to me, of publicity. It's festival publicity. I'd rather have one good review than 3 good reviews and 2 bad ones at a festival. So there's an art form, getting the right distributors in. It's picking there's so much complexity to it. Picking the right slot. Tomorrow we screen at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Look, I love that slot, frankly. There was a major festival we were at very recently. I won't say which one. We had an 8 p.m. Saturday screening. That seems awesome, right? Like, it really does. Except we were up against the biggest movies in the world, and we had a weird art film, right? So a decision was made, and we begged, and they obliged us to push us to a Sunday morning screening. And we sold at that Sunday morning screening, and we would have been killed. There would have been no buyers at our Saturday screening. So it is a fine art form. I mean, the Saturday screening is nice because then you have a nice party afterwards, but who cares? You want to get your movie into the world. So Sunday film industry is here. They're not out drinking all night. They are a little, but they're here to buy, acquire, see great films. So picking your slot is very important if you have the influence. You don't always have the influence. Old school marketing, social networking, all that stuff works. Direct emails. I'll occasionally do a blanket email, sort of shotgun approach, but much better is sniper shots to varying people you think will show up and varying people you think will like the film. Did a little bit on this festival, frankly, but only a very little bit. Yeah, is that a good answer?
Very good. Did you do any of these things in for your film here in Montreal?
Yeah, a little bit. Our Montreal experience has been complicated. That said, we reached out to we found a distributor list of people who attend this festival, and reached out to every acquisitions executive, every assistant, a couple of CEOs of everyone we could find coming to this festival. We thought of a degree of power, though I didn't get to you, so I'm worried that the list wasn't complete. Again, I walk into this festival slightly ill-prepared on my norm. I'm just being honest. That said, we're here to sort of enjoy it and have fun and see what happens. You never know what's going to happen. That's the beautiful part about the festival world. You don't know who's going to see it. Who walks out of the festival loving you is something you can track a little bit. You can try to see who's there. I know Quentin Tarantino loves a particular movie of mine, and one day that information will be valuable, I hope. Regardless, it's still kind of cool to know. And there's stuff like that you just don't know. You don't know what actor's going to stumble into your festival, into your room. You don't know what director's going to watch it as producers. You don't know who's going to be there. It's an amazing pool of possibility at these places. Amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thanks. Goodbye, everyone. Good luck.